Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday morning. Recruiting is about to pick up for Tennessee the next couple of weekends. Going to be pretty big. Coming up June the 14th, Juan Gaston is going to be in town. Jared Smith will be here. Deshaun Brame, David Sanders, Charles House. Can Tennessee move the needle with Charles House, a guy that a lot of people felt was trending to Tennessee for quite some time? Takes the trip to Alabama. Now he's talking about Alabama and Georgia at the top of the list, but Tennessee is going to have a chance to swing that momentum back into their favor going into the decision from Charles House, which is right around the corner. Shakai Mills-Knight will be here. Damian Shanklin. George McIntyre is going to be here. Peer recruiting again, headlined by David Sanders. The five-star offensive tackle will be in town this weekend. Next weekend is going to be another huge opportunity. Lots of prospects are going to be in town. This past weekend was kind of quiet, right? Tennessee hosted 6 official visitors over the weekend, headlined by five-star offensive lineman Josh Petty. Been talking a lot about him the past couple of days. If you missed those videos, go back and give them a watch. Also, 4-star edge Cortez Harris was here. 3-star defensive lineman Brandon Caesar was here. 4-star defensive lineman and Texas commit Brandon Brown was in town. The guys kind of just got to hang around the coaching staff, spent some time down on the lake on Saturday, and that's something that I think Josh Heupel and this coaching staff have done a pretty good job of. You know, we saw it a lot with Nico's class. They would spend a lot of time at the river, at the lake, just a laid-back environment. Also talked a little football. Kind of surprised that those guys didn't go take in the super regionals, but they could see the atmosphere, they could see the environment when there's a big-time athletic event going on down there in Knoxville. So they saw that. By the way, shout out to Tony Vitello and that baseball team on the way back to Omaha. I think they've got a good shot, man. I think they got a good shot. If you saw Tony Vitello post-game presser, whoo, man, he was fired up. He was fired up. Man, what coach goes to bat for their players more than Tony Vitello? I'll wait, but shout out to that baseball team on their way back to Omaha. But again, going into the weekend, VolQuest kind of put out there that, you know, the only real names to keep an eye on for that official visit weekend was obviously Josh Petty, but then also 4-star edge rusher Jaden Lofton. And this came out shortly after the visit. Tennessee's received an expert prediction from Chad Simmons of On3 to land 4-star edge Jaden Lofton. He stands 6'4", 235, runs a 4.6 40-yard dash, has offers from Penn State, South Carolina, and Nebraska, amongst others. So, again, he has been predicted by Chad Simmons to end up at Tennessee. Going into the visit, this is what VolQuest had to say. They said Tennessee has kept tabs on him for some time. He is a prospect with plenty of upside, and he is high on the Vols coming into the weekend. We'll continue to watch his timeline once this weekend ends, as Tennessee is still set to host several other pass rushers in the coming weeks. So when I read that going into the visit, you kind of say, is he a take? Are they kind of sitting back and waiting? We'll see what the timeline looks like, because Tennessee is set to host other edge rushers. Is he a take? Is he trending to Tennessee? Chad Simmons seems to think so. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, but I need you guys to do all that YouTube stuff. Smash the thumbs up for me just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not journalists. We don't break news. We talk about the news. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live later tonight. Come celebrate Boogie's birthday. Boogie Birthday Bash 2024 tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, we're going to play some NCAA football. We're going to talk things, all things Tennessee football. And then we're going to be live tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Coach Jay, Coach Rice. We're going to sit down. We're going to break down this upcoming weekend of official visits. We're just going to spend an entire live stream talking recruiting. So that's going to be Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So come join us and hang out for that. But let's talk a little bit about Jaden Lofton. Again, the On3 industry rankings have him as a 3-star, but you can see 247 Sports Rivals, they both have him as a 4-star. The 247 Sports Composite also has him as a 4-star prospect. 6'4", 235 out of the state of New Jersey. Comes in the On3 industry rankings around 401st, 35th as an edge rusher. And I know a lot of people like to look at numbers, right? You like to look at numbers. You like to look at star rankings. What do you think about Jaden Lofton and where he kind of fits into this thing? Because, again, I think it was interesting words from VolQuest going into the visit when they said that Tennessee is keeping tabs on him, going to watch his timeline as the weekend ends. Tennessee's still set to host several other pass rushers. No scouting report from 247 Sports, but I did find this from the Nebraska 247 Sports site. Says Lofton excelled in combine testing and earned a top performer spot from 247 Sports national scouting analyst Hudson Standish. He wrote the following on Lofton's performance a few weeks ago. He says Lofton was a menace during one-on-ones, terrorizing some of the best offensive tackles in attendance. With his blend of length and athleticism, he flashes a quick first step and can utilize the first package of pass rushing moves to get in the backfield. One aspect of Lofton's game that shined during the Under Armour New Jersey Regionals was his reactionary athleticism, finding wins multiple times on an adjustment or second move after initially getting stopped by offensive tackle. So I'm going to roll, that's kind of a brief scouting report, but again, different environment when you're talking about combine settings, one-on-ones versus actual game footage. So we're going to take a look at the highlights, and I'm going to let you guys let me know what you think of his game in the comment section below. One thing that I noticed when I watched the tape, he looks bigger, faster, stronger than everybody else on the field. There are kids that he's going against that look like middle schoolers in some of these highlights, but again, you guys let me know what you think of his game, like what we read there from Hudson Standish over at 247 Sports. Coming off of the visit last weekend, this was a quote that he gave to the media, said it was great. The people here are second to none. When you have felt the game day atmosphere and how involved the people around the Vols are, it's great to have that cushion to fall back on. He says, it's honestly a great feeling this trip I was looking for, and I'm honestly looking to make my decision. I'm looking for someone like my trainer back home. I think Coach G has honestly had the experience, the resume to get me to the place I want to be. So again, when you're talking about Coach G and you're talking about an edge rusher and whether or not he's a take, I think we'll roll with what Coach Garner thinks. And, to come full circle on this thing, before we question it too much, Austin Price, coming out of the visit on Sunday morning, said that Tennessee was trending. They were trending for Jaden Lofton. Last night in the Monday Night Chat, Austin Price rolled out the 50-cent gift. If you're not a VolQuester, what does that mean? That means that Jaden Lofton is coming to Tennessee. When you get the gift, you know it is happening. So he is a take. Rodney Garner likes his game, and he mentioned it there. He likes Rodney Garner's resume and what he's done, the development and improving it and putting guys to the league, right? Byron Young is the big, bright spot in the NFL right now for Tennessee and defensive line recruiting. Now you've got James Pierce, who I think is going to go out and have a great junior season. A lot of people predicting him to be a top 10 draft pick. Some people putting him number 1 on their boards. I think Rodney Garner is going to continue to do that, and now you're going to see the University of Tennessee represented in the NFL at that edge position. I'm never going to question the recruiting at the edge position. Now, Tennessee offered Jaden Lofton back in December. He was in town in April for a spring practice. Got to see the coaches kind of in that live practice environment. Dropped his top 7 shortly after that. It was Tennessee, Penn State, South Carolina, Syracuse, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Now, Chad Simmons, again, locked in the expert prediction, the crystal ball, if you will. This is what Chad Simmons had to say. Said the Vols set the tone in his recruitment, and after his official visit, Tennessee is trending. He says Lofton's coming off of an official visit to Wisconsin last weekend, scheduled to visit Syracuse on the 14th and Penn State on the 21st. Those schools will have some work to do based on the intel coming off of Lofton's official visit to Tennessee. Hearing the Vols built the momentum they started back in the spring with Lofton and his family. Goes on to say Josh Heupel has been involved with his recruitment, and that means a lot to Lofton and his family. Tennessee has recruited Lofton as hard as anyone, and coming off the official visit to Knoxville, I like their position. I've logged a pick for the Vols on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. Follow that up, GoVols247 said the Vols again made a big impression on Lofton and his family. According to sources, came out of the weekend with plenty of momentum. Sources close to his recruitment have indicated Tennessee is now the favorite to land Lofton, who received his first SEC offer in early December from the Vols. So again, The experts, the insiders, they're predicting four-star edge rusher Jaden Lofton to Tennessee. Austin Price has rolled out the gift. You got to feel pretty confident that Lofton is going to end up a Vol. Be curious to watch his numbers. Those of you that are stargazers, see where he ends up coming out of his senior season. Decision should be on the way soon, according to everything that I've read. But we'll continue to keep you guys up to date. We're going to break it down. We're going to get into it live tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be talking all things Vol football recruiting. But again, come hang out tonight. Boogie Birthday Bash, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, playing NCAA football and talking all things Tennessee football. But that is going to do it for this one. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I hope to see you tonight at 6:30. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.